The world is full of both kind-hearted people and those with malicious intentions who constantly look for ways to manipulate and hurt others. It's important to recognize the signs of negative individuals to protect yourself and maintain healthy relationships. Here are 5 key signs to identify such people. They manipulate emotions. These individuals often make you feel guilty or responsible for their problems, even when it's not your fault. They lack empathy. They show no concern for your feelings and can hurt you without any remorse. They thrive on control. They will try to dominate every aspect of your life, from your decisions to your relationships, pushing you to follow their desires. They lie frequently. Dishonesty is a common trait. They distort the truth for personal gain and cover up their wrongdoings. They belittle others. Negative individuals often put others down to elevate themselves, making you feel small or inferior. Recognizing these behaviors is crucial in avoiding toxic relationships and safeguarding your emotional well-being. Be aware and protect yourself from those who wish to cause harm. 1. They are charming but actually just using you. Manipulation through charm. People with bad intentions often know how to make a good first impression. They may use charm, sweet words, or an enthusiastic attitude to make you feel like they genuinely care about you. However, this is just a facade to build trust and create a sense of closeness. Once you start getting attached to them, they gradually reveal their true nature: selfish, calculating, and only interested in their own gains. Signs of exploitation. The text highlights 3 crucial signs to identify this type of person. Controlling the conversation. They always want to be the center of attention, frequently redirecting discussions to focus on themselves while showing little interest in others. This indicates they do not genuinely value your emotions or stories. Criticizing or undermining others. Initially, they may act friendly, but over time, they start to put you down in front of others to elevate themselves. They might use sarcasm, subtle jabs, or outright dismiss your worth. Taking advantage of kindness. They constantly seek favors but rarely reciprocate with sincerity. This results in a one-sided relationship where you keep giving but receive nothing in return. Negative impact and prevention. Such individuals can cause emotional harm, lower your self-esteem, and make you feel exploited. The best way to deal with them is to recognize the signs early. Set clear boundaries, and distance yourself from unhealthy relationships. 2. Lack of empathy, a sign of a bad person. Empathy is the foundation of all healthy relationships, allowing people to understand and share each other's emotions. However, a person with a bad nature often completely lacks empathy. They do not care about the feelings of others and are even willing to hurt people without feeling guilt or remorse. Signs of a lack of empathy. People who lack empathy tend to ignore or dismiss the suffering of others. They may witness someone struggling but remain indifferent, offering no help or support. Worse, they might even show annoyance or mock those in distress. For example, in the workplace, a boss who lacks empathy may push employees to overwork without considering their health or personal lives. They only care about results and personal benefits, disregarding the physical and emotional exhaustion of their subordinates. How to recognize them? They don't care about others' emotions. They show no concern when someone is sad, anxious, or hurt. They ignore or belittle your pain when you share your struggles. They may act cold, indifferent, or even mock you. They always justify their cruelty. They find excuses for their lack of empathy, often blaming circumstances or accusing others of being too sensitive. Recognizing people who lack empathy is crucial to protecting yourself from toxic relationships and avoiding unnecessary emotional harm. 3. They love to manipulate others, a sign of toxic behavior. Psychological manipulation is a common trait of people with bad intentions. They do not just manipulate with words but also through actions, using sophisticated techniques to control others without resorting to force. One of the most common manipulation tactics is gaslighting, making you doubt your own perception and memory, which gradually erodes your self-confidence. How manipulative people operate. People who love to manipulate often use emotions as a tool to control you. They make you feel guilty when you don't follow their wishes, even when their demands are unreasonable. For example, a so-called friend might frequently complain about being sad or hurt whenever you refuse to help them, even though they have never done anything for you in return. They exploit your sense of compassion to trap you in a one-sided relationship where you constantly give but never receive. Signs of a manipulative person. They make you feel guilty for not complying. They always find ways to blame you, making you believe that you are selfish if you do not do what they want. They twist the story to their advantage. They distort the truth, creating a narrative that favors them while making you look like the one at fault. When caught, they evade responsibility or shift the blame, instead of taking responsibility. They often blame others or try to dodge the issue. Recognizing these signs can help you protect yourself from manipulation and avoid becoming trapped in toxic relationships. 4. They control everything. Signs of a toxic person. Everyone has their own habits and preferences, but a toxic person will try to control every aspect of your life. From where you go, who you meet, to what you do. They want to know everything about you. One of the most obvious signs of a controlling person is their constant need to know where you are, what you're doing, and who you're with. At first, this might seem like concern, but over time it becomes excessive control. They may repeatedly text or call to track you, even getting upset if you don't respond immediately. They try to isolate you from others. A controlling person doesn't want you to have close relationships with your family or friends. They will try to separate you from important people in your life, perhaps by bad-mouthing them or creating situations that push you away from them. Their goal is to make you completely dependent on them, with no one else to rely on. They reject your opinions. Controlling people don't want you to think independently. When you offer your own opinion or disagree with them, they will get angry, criticize you, or try to force you to change your mind. They care nothing about your wishes or feelings and only want you to do things their way. If you notice these signs, be cautious, as this may be a toxic relationship. 5. They are professional liars, a sign of toxic behavior. People with a toxic nature often resort to lying as a way to manipulate or control others. They are habitual liars, even when there is no apparent reason to lie. These individuals may fabricate stories to gain your trust or create lies to cover up their wrongdoings. Inconsistent stories and contradictions. One of the key signs of a habitual liar is the inconsistency in their stories. They often tell tales that don't match up or change over time. If you pay attention, you will notice contradictions in what they say, making it clear that they are not being truthful. They might try to tell you one thing, and later provide a different version of events, leaving you confused and questioning what's real. They try to turn the tables when caught in a lie. When caught in a lie, a toxic person will rarely admit their fault. Instead, they will try to reverse the situation and put the blame on you or someone else. They might deny the lie, get defensive, or attempt to make you feel like you are the one in the wrong. This manipulation can make it difficult to trust them and leaves you doubting your own perception of events. They distort the truth for their own benefit. A professional liar will often twist the truth to suit their needs or protect their interests. They may change facts, exaggerate details, or completely fabricate stories to gain an advantage. This behavior is manipulative and shows a lack of integrity and respect for others. If you encounter someone who consistently lies and manipulates the truth, it is important to distance yourself from them to avoid being dragged into their web of deceit. How to deal with toxic people. If you notice someone showing signs of being toxic or manipulative, it's crucial to set clear boundaries with them. Don't let them control or manipulate you. Here are some effective strategies for dealing with such individuals. Keep your distance. Whenever possible, try to distance yourself from them. If you don't have to interact with them regularly, avoid situations where you're forced to spend time together. Toxic people thrive on creating drama and negativity, so limiting your exposure to them is often the best way to protect your well-being. Say no to manipulation. A toxic person might try to guilt-trip you or make you feel responsible for their behavior. Stand firm and don't allow them to manipulate you into feeling guilty for doing what's right. It's essential to recognize when they're trying to control you emotionally and refuse to let them. Trust your instincts and prioritize your own needs and well-being. Assert your opinions clearly. When someone tries to control or manipulate you, it's vital to express your thoughts and boundaries clearly. Don't be afraid to speak up, even if it makes them uncomfortable. Setting limits and asserting your perspective will help you reclaim control of the situation and prevent them from overstepping. Have you ever encountered someone like this? Share your experiences to help others recognize and avoid toxic individuals in their lives. It's essential to remember that by setting boundaries and standing up for yourself, you can protect your mental and emotional health.